Guys, if you have a question, please raise your hand and we'll get to you. All right, how about this? Glenn Crooks, take it away.
All right. Hello, Christian.
Hey, Glenn, how are you? Good to see you.
You as well. I wanted to ask you about your relationship with Nick Cushing. He talked about it yesterday when I was speaking to him, and he talked about you two training side by side when he had the women at Manchester City, and I think you were with the U23s. And he made it seem like you were a bit of a mentor to him. He really enjoyed the conversations. What do you remember about those days, training side by side, and some of the chats you had?
No, I have fantastic memories about that. And Nick, he knows that he's a guy that I really like. He loves football and he lives and breathes football. I'm glad he was given this opportunity by possibly the best football group in the world. So, yeah, I have great memories. He was also working with a very, very good team. They were building, one of the strongest women's team around, and I remember he was always within the group, well respected, and he always enjoyed talking to him. Unfortunately, I'm older than him. Or fortunately, now let's say fortunately, experience has a value. So no, it's great, and I'm glad he said that. I always had a lot of respect and affection for Nick.
Christian, understanding how he thinks, and then him understanding how you think, about the game, and then both of you scouting each other's teams currently, how do you think that's going to play into the match tomorrow?
I hope it will be a good match to see for everybody. For the neutrals, I hope it will be a good game. We come on the back of a tough result, but I still think that against arguably the best team in the league, or one of the best team in the league, we had a very respectable first half, and just some mistakes that we need to eliminate from our game cost us, because we didn't have, as you know, we had a tough time to get results away from home, and then that becomes, we want to do well, and then when you give away easy goals in that way, it makes yourself a lot harder, life a lot harder. But for tomorrow, we want to give New York a really strong game.
Thanks, Christian.
You're welcome.
Sam?
Good afternoon, Coach. Hope you're doing well.
Hello, Sam. Yes, thank you. You too.
So what are your thoughts? Obviously, it's the first time that you get to play against your old club as coach. What kind of memories does that bring back? What kind of, what is this experience surreal, or is it just another day at work?
Both, in the sense that my experience with New York is fantastic. It's part of our lives. The past we have shape us in the way we are, and I am very grateful to the City Group to have given us this opportunity to work with New York City. I thoroughly enjoyed the time in every single way. With the players, with the staff, with the front office, I have wonderful memories. On the pitch, we had a good time as well. We built, in our time that we were there with Patrick, we built the team in a way that you still can see some players being there. And that brings us a lot of satisfaction. I was so happy to see them succeeding last year. So, and it would be surreal in a way that I didn't think to play against them at the Red Bull Arena, because when I was there, I can tell you that the matches between us and them and the Red Bulls were very fierce, to say the least, with Jesse Marsh and Pat, and they were great memory, great games, and we always found a big atmosphere at the Red Bull Arena. So of all places that I thought to play in New York City, I didn't think we would have played there. But great venue, great stadium.
And then, with obviously the defensive injuries in the squad, wanted to know how you think Jalen Lindsey is going to factor in going forward.
Jay has been part of this of our team since the start. He started a few games, and then I alternated with Harrison. I thought Harrison has been always good when he played, and so Jay featured a little bit less, but he's been always with us in the traveling squad. Came on a few occasions, started against Chicago. And so he's a player that I value a lot as a guy and as a player, because he's very energetic, very positive in training. I love his attitude. He's always ready to train hard with intensity, which is what I like, which is what I want our identity to be a team that play with a lot of intensity, with or without the ball. And Jay surely has got that.
Sorry, but since you brought up Harrison, and this will be my last one, how is he doing after that bad hit on Saturday night?
Yeah, he's recovering. He's still in contention. We are not sure whether he can feature, but he's recovering a lot better than we thought. So I must say I'm positive about Harrison.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, Carol.
Hey, Christian, just continuing on the defense, it kind of seems like we all sort of took defense for granted because you guys have played so solid at that part of the field. Does it feel like it's a little bit more of a, with all the injuries back there, it's more of a focal point right now, something you guys need to shore up?
Yeah, Carol, the defense, it's in each team is important to give solidity, not just tactically, but also mentally to the team, knowing that behind you are well, covered, represented, give everybody a boost. Unfortunately, we had a number of injuries that didn't help the gelling that we had, but listen, this happened in all football clubs, and we need to go forward with the players that we have. We train every week certain situations that then we find in the game. Sometimes we recognize them. Sometimes, unfortunately, we don't. But the work is there, and I can guarantee you that the boys, they work conscientiously and well all week to improve and to keep that solidity that we have. Or that we had until in certain situations. But I have the full trust in Anton, in Jan, and in Jay, Joseph, Christian, Fuchs. So listen, we are waiting to get ready to play Adil and Nathan Byrne. So I am positive, despite obviously the injury of Guzman, that I said many times is a natural board defender with a lot of character, was a little bit a loss for us, or a big loss. But we need to get on with that and to face it with holding our head up.
And you brought up Fuchs among these guys. I mean, it's kind of been an elephant in the room for me. He hasn't played quite as much as he did early in the season. Do you think? Is it tactical? Is it his legs maybe not quite as fresh as they were early in the season, or what's the thinking?
But sometimes it's about tactical choices if we need, because him and Joseph, they are very good players in a different way. They bring to the table different qualities, and sometimes I decided to go with Joseph. Because I think the team will need more his qualities, and other times with Christian. And Christian has been also versatile for us to be able to fit in as a central defender or as a left back. But I mainly see him as a left back.
Okay. And Jan Sabaczynski, this is my last question, but it's kind of interesting how you've seen something in him. What did you see in him, and to see how he played, especially that first half, was that gratifying?
Yeah, Jan is a good player. He's a good player that has not been given a lot of opportunities, and each player needs a little bit of time on the pitch to establish confidence, to establish also relationship with his teammates, because the relationship between the defenders is not just in a unit with other defenders, but also how we build with the midfielders and the relationship with the wingers, with the center forward. So Jan is a guy that brings to the table, is calm and confident with the ball. He's a good header of the ball, but he's getting to, you know, to know the league more, playing and starting. He has our full confidence. He trains always well. He's been one of those guys that in training never complains. He gets on with everything. And even when he was at times not in the squad, he was always very professional and took it very well, which is what we want. We want good attitude. We want intensity until when the opportunity comes, because as you can see, opportunity comes in a different shape and form, but if you do the right things, you are ready to take it.
His game shape, maybe, you know, that was one thing maybe lacking, but you can't do anything about that except by playing, right? That's just going to get better with time.
I think so. I think so. And also to find these distances and to find this relationship with his teammates in game. We can find them as, you know, in training, but then when the game comes, it's different for obvious reason, for the different intensity, for the different emotional level and so forth. But it will get better by playing.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Alex?
Hey, sorry. Hey, Christian.
Hey, Alex.
Just I know I asked you about this last week. What is the update on the 3 new guys that you added? Do you expect them to play? Do you expect them to perhaps be ready by Orlando this weekend?
For Orlando, we have a hope with Adilson Malanda, with Adilson Malanda, because he got an appointment in France to get his visa. But again, he's out of my hands, he's out of the club hands. We have done everything possible to speed up the process, but in the end, there is a bureaucracy behind it, and we need to respect it. There is nothing we can do about it. The guys, I can say, Nuno and Nathan are training well, and they are waiting. They've been approved, I think, and they are just waiting to get an appointment. And as soon as we receive confirmation of the appointment, we will act swiftly, like we always have done, to send them to their own country of origin, to get an appointment and to get the visa so that they can come back and be ready to be selected.
Thanks. That's all I had.
All right, let's go Tomek.
Hi, Coach. How you doing?
Good, thank you.
My name is Tomek Moczerniuk. First time making this conference. So obviously, as my name suggests, I come from Poland, and you might not realize, but Charlotte is the most favorite MLS team for Polish fans.
Great.
And we had to wait a long time to see all 3 of the Polish players to be on the field together. They were featured in a game versus Chicago, but Sobociński came in when Jóźwiak wasn't on the field. So just wanted to ask you, unfortunately, it happened in the game versus LAFC, but I wanted to ask you about how do you see the trio, all 3 of them helping out? What do you see? Which one impressed you the most? You already talked about Jan, but if you can expand on the role that Kamil is doing, because obviously he came in as a highly praised winger. There were supposed to be assists, there were supposed to be goals. Right now it's 0 and 0. So talk to us a little bit about all 3 of them, and then maybe expand on Kamil. What does he need in order to get his confidence back? Because a year ago he was playing in the Euro Championships, and he was phenomenal for Poland. So what does he need to do to break out of that funk? Thank you.
Okay, a lot of passion in your question. Yeah, unfortunately, the game against LA, where the all 3 featured, it didn't go that well. But the first half, I thought that they play all 3 quite well. We said about Jan, so you seem to be happy with that. You want me to talk more about Karol, but especially Kamil. Listen, there are 3 players that I like, 3 guys that I know they have a lot of passion and a lot of love for football. Carol is, is our number 9 and is a guy that in which we rely a lot. I personally see Carol as not just a good player, but I want him to fulfill a leadership role, to be a leader for the team. And I want him to play well, not just scoring goals. I think the goals are just a consequence of playing well, and I want him to play the complete game because he can. He's a guy that has got ability, he's a guy that has got intelligence, runs, great shooting ability, and he needs to be very important for us in being more involved in every aspect of the game, because I think he can, and because his performances are extremely important for us in not just on the football side, but also body language wise. I expect a lot from Carol, and he knows. I spoke with him about it. Camille is a young player that has a lot of qualities. He has is quite a character. Is strong. He's a strong-willed player. He's coming to terms with a league that is quite tough, a lot tougher than people think, and he has also good competition in his position. So the fact that didn't feature so much is not just down to the fact that Camille is not doing assist, because he was unlucky against Houston. He could have had at least a couple of goals. You say 0 assists. For me, this is an assist on the goal, on the first goal that we scored in Houston, because he forced an own goal, but it is a ball from Jordi Reina that goes to Camille, and Camille he crosses in front of the goal, and if the defender doesn't get it, Carol scores. So that for me is an assist, the way I see football. So it's not 0-0, it's 0-1. But we have good wingers in Mackenzie Gaines, in Kerwin Vargas, in Jordi Reina. Also Andrea Shinyashiki is a guy that when I played him wide, he scored goals and created assist. So, and these are good players that maybe they are not so well known in Europe, but I can guarantee you that they are good players that can create a good competition to anyone. We know the quality of Camille. He will be given more chances, and he needs to take the opportunity when they come and to train strong. Today in training, he trained really strong. I can guarantee you that. And we will see as some, I wouldn't want to give the starting 11 now, but he's a player that I value, and he needs to be patient. And when he given opportunity, he has to take it, because he's another player that comes from a good football country that already had experience in Europe, also in England. And I expect a lot from these guys, not just in terms of, also in terms of creating and scoring, but also in terms of contributing to the game in all phases, with the ball, without the ball, especially the one that they are DPs for us.
Thank you so much. As quick follow-up, I know you said that you don't want to reveal your starting 11, but since Red Bull Arena is right next to a Polish center, I might want to tweet that, hey, 3 Polish players are coming to town. Do you think that we will see all 3 of them at one point during the game? Can that be given to the audience?
We will see. We leave that as suspense. So there will be a surprise for the supporters when they turn up.
Okay, thank you. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
All right, we'll end it with John.
Hey, Christian, good to speak to you again.
Hello, John. Hi.
So obviously Castellanos is no longer with NYCFC, at least for now, but they have a lot of offensive talent. And when you look at them, and being that you know Nick so well, what do you see? Do you think their philosophy has changed, formations change? What do you see any differences with Tati no longer there?
I think Castellanos, I never worked with him, but I always kept an eye on New York City, even when I was in France and on MLS, as I said, on more occasions. Because I like the league, I think it's a very good league, and you know, and being part of New York City, I always kept an eye on them because I left a lot of friends, and I still have a lot of friends working for the club. So, and I have great memories of them, like Woody has, I think. But yeah, Castellanos, he was a talisman for New York City. He's a guy that has got a lot of character, technical ability, one of the best, without a doubt, one of the best number 9s in this league. They are champions, so they deserve respect. When you ask, there are changes, of course. Each coach has got his own way of seeing football, his own way of you know, interpreting the different phases of the game. Even though the City philosophy is very much you know, building and creating chances and playing. This is what we want to do here in Charlotte as well. And so yes, there are difference with Nick in charge that it was with Ronnie and without Castellanos, but there are still, you know, a number of good players both in midfield as up front, and we need to be really focused because the Brazilians that they have, the Rodriguez and Maxi Morales that I know really well, it is one of the most for me, one of the most talented and underrated players in MLS. He makes the team play well, and and also he's a great guy. So I expect them to play the way they've always played, you know, even without Castellanos.
Defensively, they've been a little shaky recently. They gave up 3 to Columbus. They gave up 3 to Miami. Do you feel like that there's something that's going on with them defensively when you look at them that you feel like maybe you can exploit, that wasn't happening earlier in the season? Because at one point they had gone almost 7 consecutive games without giving up a goal.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that at the beginning of the season. I kept an eye on most teams and especially them. I remember that they were going through a number of games. I didn't remember 7, but a number of games not giving up goals. But sometimes, you know, this is sometimes you go in games in which you concede chances and the opposition don't take them, and sometimes the opposition score 3 times out of 3 chances. And also, if you look the goal scorer that they score against them, Pozuelo or Cucho, Hernandez, these are guys that don't need many chances, you know, and as soon as you give them an opening, they will punish you. So there are many things to take into consideration. I think that the style is a little bit different, but sometimes you can go, you don't concede and you deserve to concede, and sometimes you concede and you don't deserve to concede. Football sometimes is like that, but I don't think that they are, all of a sudden they forgot how to defend. I really don't believe that.
Last question for me. Excuse me. Playing in LA on the West Coast the other night, coming down here now to play NYCFC, and then having another quick turnaround on Saturday against Orlando. I know you're not going to reveal the squad for tomorrow, but should we expect to see some rotation considering you're going to be in the middle of 3 matches in 7 days?
This is a consideration that I always make with the staff and with the performance department, because we need to put the best 11 that we can, that will give us the best chance to win the game. And this is surreal to play 1 game in the West Coast and then after a couple of days in the East Coast. But this is the way the league is structured, and we have no complaints. We have to get on with that and to give our best account. The players have been fine. They train well today as well, with a lot of spirit, which was good to see. And I expect everybody to be able to play even 2 games in a row if needed. But there could be some changes, yes.
Great. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you, Christian. Guys, we'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.